Just going to give some actual genuine advice about Facebook ads. Like, I'm not going to share my computer or anything like that, just from my 4 years of experience doing Facebook ads. I just thought that I would give you some of the tips and tricks. When you're first starting out, do not try to get whatever your full funnel conversion event is, because you're not going to have enough volume to do that. So like if you're trying to get purchases, like you have an e-commerce store, do not just set up a conversion campaign for purchases, like regardless if it's on Shopify, your custom website, you have your custom domains and everything like that, if you've never run Facebook ads before. That's because the algorithm takes time to learn. So if you don't have any purchase events ever on the pixel, then it's not going to know how to volumize and get more of those events. So what you're going to need to do, and this is the same for leads, whatever you're trying to do, regardless if it's like instant forms or anything like that, you want to start with like a top of funnel. And people like don't typically believe this. I have no idea why they don't believe this, but you want to start with the top of funnel. And that's because you're just getting as much data. Sorry about that. You're just getting as much data as possible on that pixel, regardless if it's an awareness campaign or a traffic campaign or an engagement campaign. You're getting people to interact with your Instagram platform. So if you have like lead forms, then they're staying on Meta, and you can have the option still to have the lead form there in these funnels, but it's more of an informative campaign. But then you're going to start getting more events, because awareness and top of funnel, their cost per meal is so much cheaper than anything you can do with conversions. So it's just so much cheaper to get in front of 1,000 people. That's what the cost per meal is, cost per mile, whatever, your CPM. It's so much cheaper to do that and get in front of people that you're going to start getting some of those events. You might get a purchase, and once you get your first purchase event, then you can put that into the conversion campaign and start optimizing for purchases, because it can build a lookalike audience. It can learn from that. But if you haven't gotten a purchase yet, do not start with all of your budget into purchase campaigns. You're just going to burn right through that. I mean, you might get a purchase. Yeah, like you might create the perfect ad the first time, but that's just not smart. You want to strategically do it and A/B test things, just one variable at a time testing. So start with the top of the funnel, then make a minimal of the funnel. Like again, going back to e-commerce, like optimize, create a custom event, optimize for add to carts or initiate checkouts, because you're going to get a lot more of those than purchases. And if you start optimizing for a lot more of those, eventually someone's going to purchase, and then you just go down the funnel. It's really simple stuff, but just have faith in the top of funnel that's going on. And even when you get purchases, don't turn off top of funnel, because it's marketing psychology that you can see the frequency metric on the Meta dashboard. You're not going to sell to someone the first time they see your stuff. You might, but with an algorithm learning, it's going to show them your content probably multiple times a week. You want to try to get the frequency metric to 2. But if you can get in front of people for so much cheaper in top of funnel, why not show that to them first? And then hopefully the next time they see an ad is a conversion campaign designed and optimized for actually getting them to purchase. So you're not spending as much money. So you should see a trend of like when you're running top of funnel, your bottom of the funnel, the conversion or lead form campaigns goes down. And do this, like just test over time and have faith that this process is going to work and give it time. I know that like spending money on ads is really nerve wracking, because I've done it myself for Creekside, but I promise you that if you just give it time, the algorithm will learn. I mean, the Andromeda update has already been there, but yeah, that's just some advice that I have for Meta specifically. Just not showing. A lot of people have fancy videos, and maybe this finds nobody, but just trust the top of funnel and that you've set up your conversions correctly, and start trying to drive volume for the correct event first before just doing it your bottom of funnel event. So yeah, hope this helps someone. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.